Welcome back to the studio, everyone. Today we're going to be sizing a ring. This one right here. My customer purchased this on Etsy, I think. It's way too big. So we're going to take a piece of gold out of here, bring the ring together, solder it, file sand, round it out, etc., and get this thing sized for her. So let's do it. All right, first thing we're going to do is measure the ring. Actually, I don't like this mandrel. I need it for something else. This is my favorite mandrel. You know how you have your favorite tools? So if I really push that, it's an 8 1/4. We need to go to a 5 1/2. Boom. So we need to take a chunk out of this. So we need to take out 2 3/4 sizes. Now, if you can see this, maybe I'll edit this so you can see it better, but there are these numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anyway, in between each of these lines is one size. So I'll take my dividers. There's 2 and 3/4 approximately. Now, this is precise, but at the same time, there's a little wiggle room. The next step in this endeavor is we're going to take my dividers and mark the ring. Put some pressure and snap it. And then I have 2 scribe lines that I need to cut. Now, as you can see, my bench pin right here looks like Swiss cheese. It's from drilling holes for setting diamonds and what have you. It's just the way it looks. So what do you guys think of the price of gold? It never ceases to amaze me. It keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. And where is the top? What do you guys have a guess? Where's gold going to top out at, or will it top out? Oops. Or is it just going to keep going because the dollar keeps losing value because it's not based on anything. It's based on hyperbole and trust in the government, which is lacking these days. So what do you guys think? Is gold going to hit 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000? Is it going to get revalued, as some say? Do you guys have any gold? Do you own any gold? Do you use gold as a means of hedging against inflation? If you have any scrap gold around, like old rings you don't wear, broken earrings, necklaces, any of that, it's worth something, guys. Whoa, there we go. All right, look at that gap. We need to squeeze this together. But first, we're going to file the ends because there's a little flashing here just from sawing. So we'll file the ends. I'm going to try to do this without making cuts in the video. You know, I don't understand YouTube and the algorithm. I haven't even posted anything in a bit here. But, you know, some people say don't even edit. Just do one take on the whole go of your project or whatever your video is about. Other people, post-production is like a major portion of what they do. So, who knows? Everyone's got a different opinion. And it seems as though everyone does it differently and can be successful. Why do I have this YouTube channel? Well, because I've heard if you're going to do the work anyway, why not record it so other people can see it? And you never know what'll happen. So the right person will see your video, like your work or your content, and you start to grow. So I think as of making this video, I'm only at like 1,340 subscribers, which I am thankful for every one of you. Thank you so much for subscribing and just watching what I do. You know, obviously you find it interesting, and I do as well. I love what I do. But so yeah, my YouTube channel, would I love to be monetized? That would be absolutely incredible. And I think if I grew a little faster and had some momentum, it could happen. I don't count on that for my income, but it would be nice to have an extra flow. You know, everyone's looking to do a side hustle these days because, dude, everything's so expensive. I mean, talk about gold. It's super expensive too, but even the price of food, rent, insurance, clothing really everything in life is expensive, and the wages have not kept up to the cost of everything, or the inflation, or however you want to look at it. There's a lot of different ideas out there on why and what, but obviously it's not for the benefit of the common man, the working person. It's for the benefit of those who are very wealthy. So I pressed this together, and look at that. We're at almost a 5.5. That's perfect because this ring is not round. So when we round it out, it'll bring it exactly to a 5.5. That's exactly what we want. And for all you people out there who are wondering, this little piece right here of 14 karat gold, yep, I'm going to keep it. And it's worked into the price of sizing down a ring. At least it is in my studio. So it is much less to size down a ring than it is to size a ring up. And that is accounting for some of this. It's accounting for the fact that there's one solder joint instead of two if I were to size this ring up. And in many ways, sometimes when you're sizing down, it can cause more labor than if you're going up, especially if there's side gems right here. A lot of times they'll come loose, especially when going down so far. So yes, that gold is accounted for. If you've watched my videos before, you know we use the mild quail egg juice right here. And we dip our ring in the mild quail egg juice. Why do we do that? Nobody knows. It's just part of the process. And then we're going to place the ring into this goobly goop pink stuff, because that gem, I'm not even sure what it is, but it's a blue stone. I think it's a blue topaz. It doesn't really matter what stone it is, but it's a colored gem. So we're going to put it in there to keep it from getting heated up. We don't want heat to hit that gem because we don't know what it is. We don't know if it can take any heat, and we err on the side of caution. Now we shall use the FLUX, the flux, baby, right there on our joint where the two bands are meeting together. And then we fire up our torch, get that in the screen, and get a nice flame going. Then we're going to use our titanium soldering pick right here. This one has a gold handle, of course, because, I don't know, so gold is awesome. And so we're picking up our solder. I'm going to get the flux burnt off, and we are going to flow the solder into the seam. So I just put my little piece of solder right on the seam. We're going to heat it up from underneath until it flows. And once it goes, we'll get our torch out of there. There it went. A little more. Boom. And that's it. Now we'll take our ring out of here with our goop on it. And I'm using these copper tweezers because no steel can go into this pickle pot. Shoot. Let's go over here and try to get some of this off. Okay. I really don't want to put this gem in there too, because the acid can sometimes affect the gemstone. So we go down here. It's actually a crock pot with some solution in it. And I'm just going to put the bottom part of the ring in the solution. And this, it's a deep, dark area down here, so you can't see very well. This is hot, and it has some acid in it, and it takes the flux off. The flux turns almost like glass when you heat it up and it cools. So that should do it. We'll come back up, swish it around again in our water, then we'll go to the bench to finish it up. Well, guys, we got done soldering, put it in the pickle pot. Now we're going to put it in our mandrel, round it out. Look at that, right at a 5.5, just like we wanted. You guys know the drill. Next, we use 400 grit sandpaper on the inside, and we keep going in grits to make the ring smooth out and to ensure we get a good polish. So we start out with the heaviest grit and then move to the next. But when you do the inside, I usually start with 400 on the inside, and then we're going to go to 400 on the outside, which I can't find my sanding stick for that, so we'll do 600, which will work just fine. And we'll kind of flat lap this, get rid of our seam. Other side too. And honestly, it's kind of just a repetitive process. So we do this, and then we move on to the top after this. So I just want to make sure I get my seam gone. We don't want to see the seam. Which we're pretty close. There we go. Okay, then we'll do the top. We're going to do the top with the file first. We're going to use our trusty Barrette file and kind of brace ourselves against our bench pin. Let me move this a little. And we're going to go up and over. And honestly, it's not going to take much. And I'm going to hit the edge just a little bit. That's it. Hit it with our sandpaper. And just want to make sure we get a nice smooth finish to start with. Getting all the big marks out from the file, the excess solder, etc. So there, now we'll move to 1500, but to do this properly, we're going to shake the camera around a whole bunch because that's what I do here. Anyway, this is 600 also, so then we know everything was hit with 600. So we're going to hit the inside of this. That'll take out our 400 grit sandpaper marks and leave us one step closer to a polish. So I'm hitting the edge too. I want to break that edge because it's kind of sharp. So there is the 600, and here is the 1500, or let's see, 1500 or 2500. I don't know which one. Either way, it gets us almost to a polish, and then when we go to do our polishing, it is real quick. So there's that. Then we do our 1500 on the side that we just hit with 600. That'll take our 600 sanding marks off. Flip it over. Same thing on the other side. It's just really a repetitive process. Once you get the basics down about which grit to go to, and everyone is a little different, uses a little different grits. Some people don't use sanding sticks. I like them because it makes sure that everything is flat. If you use like some people just use a sanding disc on their flex shaft. I don't know if it's just me or I just don't find it that it gets a flat surface. I'd much rather do this unless I have to use a sanding disc on a flex shaft because it's a contoured surface. So there we have it. Here's our ring pre-polished. The only next thing to do is to check this gem. I know it's tight. I checked it already. There's tiny little prongs, a gazillion of them around this thing, and it's not moving, so that's not going anywhere. So now, let's go polish. I'm going to tell you about this polisher before I use it. On this side, I typically do my inside ring. So this is what I use, and I have marked 14 karat on it because you want to keep what you polish with, you want to keep it separate from each material. So this is 14 karat. I'll use this to do the inside of my ring, the sides, and the top. Then I'll come over here and use a buffer like this, sides, top, and I'll hit the whole ring, and then we're finished. So that's what's going to happen. I'm going to shut this off and do that. So here we are. I've just polished the ring and my fingers. So we're going to go clean it up. All right, I have resorted to bringing my ultrasonic outside because this one's from Harbor Freight. You can get professional ones, but they all have a horrible frequency. It's absolutely terrible. I can't handle it. It like rattles my bones and my brain. So I put mine outside. Let's put this on 30 minutes. You can hear me over that sound. It's horrendous. After steaming, we are done. Beautiful vintage style ring. And now it'll fit the customer at a size 5.5. What do you guys think of this? It's a pretty ring, isn't it? Very pretty. I really like it, actually. The sizing turned out great. Now I'll give her a text message and she can come pick it up.